Hey guys, we're out here live today. We're practicing social distancing. This is the only thing I'm around is horses today. Blessed to be up under a barn. I wanted to walk you through trimming a foot. Our signal isn't great out here, but hopefully it'll work. I'm going to show you this little horse's foot. See, it's full of dirt and gunk and junk. It's kind of like our lives at times. Hebrews says we're to lay aside the sin that so easily besets us or sets us back. And this old foot, this horse has been turned out in the pasture like many horses, but when he got turned out there, you know, they get long, and so the owner called him up today and said, hey, I need to get these guys cleaned up. I'm not riding them, but we need to get them cleaned up. So as any horse that you trim, they're going to have some dirt in their feet, all right? So first thing I do is get that out, kind of in line with our lives, how we have to get some junk and dirt out of our lives. And I'm thankful that God's patient with us, but see, we'll clean. He's got a frog here that's kind of God's cushion for a horse that he makes. Pull out this frog a little bit, clean it up, clean out these common traps in his foot. How many of you know it's easy to get junk caught up in our lives? Real easy. Cleaning his foot out, looking a lot better. All side, and it's kind of like building a home. A lot of time has to be on the foundation of that house, and like I've preached before, nobody ever says, boy, that's a beautiful foundation, or look through this house, and isn't that a beautiful concrete slab under the flooring? But we don't think about the foundation, but without a foundation, we wouldn't have any house. And a foot, basically, on a horse carries the whole horse. Everything that horse does is built off his foot. So we want to make sure that his foot is healthy and sound. This horse has a really good foot. We did a lot of trimming. Now we'll take the rasp on it. And how many of you know sometimes God has to use a rasp on us? Or we always talk about getting the rough edges off. So I'm just giving this horse a good trim. So I'm going to roll his hoof wall there a little bit, give him a roll so his foot won't crack too bad. Getting him all slicked up. Horse has a really good hoof wall. Not taking a lot of foot just because we're doing a trim. He'll go back out in the pasture, but horse has a really good foot. I'm making sure he's level here, looking down his foot, lining up his bony column, making sure he's good and level. Kind of just getting him level, getting his foot trimmed back. I'm going to back his toe up in just a second. I'm going to clean this up just a little bit. All that work was done from the bottom. Now watch this, when he sets that foot down, you really can't. But you can't tell it from the top. It's kind of like our lives. Most of our walk with Christ is done personally building a foundation with him, and if we don't spend time with him on the, like this foot on the bottom, it's overgrown a little bit, but we got everything done. His foot's level underneath. Now we're going to take the rasp, kind of like God does us, and we're going to start shaping this foot up. We're going to make it look like it's supposed to look. Now the average person wouldn't know this horse is, he's good and level and trimmed underneath, but he's still shooting out the toe a little bit on the outside. And we all know when we come to Christ, we're made new creatures in Christ. So God does a miracle on the inside of us, which we can relate it kind of to the bottom of this foot. But God comes along and he begins to shape on us and knock our rough edges off. As you can see what I'm doing to this horse where there's a little flare, I'm pulling all that flare down. It kind of reminds me of our walk with Christ. Just like when I first pulled this foot up, there's a bunch of junk in that foot. And we all got a bunch of junk sometimes in our lives that we need to get cleaned out. See, I'm out every day out here. Look at the horse, he's pulling on my chaps. He's like my favorite fairy. He probably bite me in the back on live video.